How is everyone doing tonight at Rhode Island Comic Con? Woo! Day one, Rhode Island Comic Con. How you doing? Yeah, that's right. Do we have a lot of Friday the 13th fans in the house?
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, get your brains moving because we're going to take a lot of audience questions for this one. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Mears, Amanda Righetti, and Kane Hodder.
Where do you want us? Where do you want us?
Right here, great.
Deal.
1, 2, 3.
Kane, where do you want to sit, Kane?
I don't care. I'll sit here.
Woo! How you guys doing?
Wow. Look at that crowd there.
Yeah,
We bring them in.
we have star power. But also, we're very happy that you are here, by the way. Kane, have you met Amanda before?
I don't think so.
Kane Hodder, Amanda Righetti, Kane
Nice
Hodder.
to see you.
Nice to see
You
you
were
too.
in his movie, I
Yes.
guess? Yes.
I was.
How many times have you watched my movie, Kane?
I think it was
I found this out last con.
0.
Yeah, 0. In which I left the stage when he said that.
It's nothing against Derek. I just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that's
Did
great.
you die?
No.
She's my final girl.
Why didn't you kill her? Isn't that your job?
We tried.
To kill everybody?
I was too strong.
Yeah, too strong. She boxes.
Why did you survive?
I don't know that I do survive because there was never another one.
That's a good point. Guys, thanks. We're just gonna have a private conversation. This is how our lives
Don't
are.
listen.
Yes.
Don't listen.
So sorry. Continue. Sorry. We're back. We're focused.
So how are you guys finding Rhode Island Comic Con?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's busy.
Yeah.
Bought a Jason mask ring.
You just did this. Jason mask. Ring. Oh, yeah. That was for him. I know. I understand.
I'm okay with it. I'm secure.
Flipped you off. Derek and I have been together for 3 weekends in a row now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Consecutive,
It's
yes.
been amazing. We have so many stories to tell.
Why don't you spill them?
Not mixed company, though.
Write a book. It could be
Let
a
me see
tale
that
of...
ring again. Nice. Why is it on your middle finger?
That's where it fits.
Uh-huh.
That's fair.
Okay.
So we are going to be taking audience questions. If you guys want to line up at the microphone in the middle, we'll go to those in a little bit. But I do have a few questions to start us off. I wanted to ask all three of you, coming from the Friday the 13th series, as one of the biggest horror series of all time, what do you think makes an enduring horror movie series?
Jump scares.
Yeah, for sure. That's a pretty deep question. An enduring season, something that it's a weird mixture of landing at the right, for films in general, I think landing at the right time for release and the subject and content of what it's about that we as fans connect to. Mm-hmm. So for a series to last a long time, honestly, I think it's a mixture of hard work and luck. Like you can't, everyone keeps, like, a lot of these new stories or new independent movies, like, oh, we have the next iconic character. We don't know it's iconic till at least 10 years later.
Right.
So we're like, no, come watch our iconic. Like it's, poopy diaper man is not iconic. I'm sorry.
Kane?
And I think that this is not on.
Good?
I'm closer.
Sure.
Speaking of iconic characters, I think, how cool would it be for Derek and myself to beat the fuck out of Art? Come on. Art the Clown is the biggest thing in horror right now, and we need to take him down a couple pegs.
I'll watch a movie of that.
I watch it.
I love that.
But David's such a sweet dude. He's so nice.
Oh, that's on now, okay.
You can have your mic back.
That's amazing.
Also, we are pro Terrifier, by the way. Like David and Damien are one of us. Like it's so cool. Like on a side note, seeing them blow up, because seeing them at cons as fans dress up as art and selling their films and seeing them go giant, like it is so like, man, we're in the right hands because they are fans representing fans, and I love them to death.
Right, and I agree. And, the fact that, like Derek mentioned, everybody thinks they can't come up with the next iconic character, but Art is
Absolutely.
that character. Yeah, and unfortunately, I haven't seen any of those movies yet either, but I will. I'll watch Art before his Friday movie.
Before you kill him?
Is it because it doesn't come out in VHS? Is that why? Like, what the fuck?
Going with the age thing, so...
Oh, no! Oh, here it comes.
How old were you in 1988? Derek? Just, how old were you?
Not very.
No, how old in
You're
1988?
making me do math. I was born in 72, so what? Someone do
So
math.
you were 16 and I was Jason
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, I looked up. You were great. You were fantastic. Come on. Yeah. That's weird now.
Well, let's go to some fan questions.
Yeah.
So, I never put that perspective. Like, oh, fuck, really?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
What's your name?
Jerry?
How you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing good. I just celebrated my 3-year remission after battling stage 3 lymphoma.
Nice, that's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
That's awesome.
Well done.
Okay, so my question is to all of you: what was your favorite kill scene with Jason?
For me,
For anyone in general.
I mean, mine was sleeping bag, frozen head, and punching the guy's head off in that order.
Yeah, that was the boxing scene was my favorite.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Now, I like the sleeping bag scene when the character Amanda gets burned up in the sleeping bag.
Okay.
From the series,
Wait.
Yeah.
You guys did a sleeping bag kill?
Yeah.
as an homage to your kill.
It was, yes.
For real?
Yeah, yeah.
For real.
I didn't even, I'm not trying to be funny or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Swift. I
And
talked
it
to
was you?
No, it was the character's name was Amanda, but it was in the beginning. I feel like our film was sort of like an homage to all the best moments in the Friday the 13th series.
Wow.
Yeah, we did the first Kane, and it's basically the writers, Mark Swift and Damian Shannon, who also did Freddy versus Jason. They took the first 3 films and kind of slammed them together, but they also made it so it could fit anywhere within the series. But they love, which all of us do, like my favorite kill of all Friday the 13th is your sleeping bag kill. And so they did an homage to that, so they couldn't do the exact same thing, but they had a thing where, because my Jason's smart, and so he would...
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was...
Mine was not.
that wasn't a diss, no.
That's accurate. No, it's true.
No. They made it that way because he would set people up where they put her, tied her up in a sleeping bag where she couldn't get out, and held her over a fire and literally burned her.
Jesus.
And so they were trying.
Violent.
Yeah, right. But it was an homage to your kill.
Wow.
Now will you watch the film?
I might now.
Great question. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. How you doing?
Good.
Nice costume. I love it.
Thank you very much. The rest is over there.
What's your name?
My name is Brian.
Nice to meet you. What's your? You all right?
Royalty.
Over there. Oh wow.
Wow.
That is too.
He is the jester, right? I'm the king. She's the queen. He's the jester.
I thought you said digester. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. He's digester. I'm like, yeah. I eat a lot.
So I know for years they were always saying Freddy versus Jason, and finally in Jason Goes to Hell, they're like, all right, we're gonna have Freddy's glove come up, played by you. Mm-hmm. But then they didn't bring you back to play him. They grabbed a new actor for Jason. What were your feelings on that?
Wow. I've told the story many times, but I was given the script and told I was doing the movie. And then the director was hired and he didn't want me. So that made it harder. If I wasn't told I was doing it, it wouldn't have been nearly as difficult to handle. But the fact that I was given the script and told I was doing the movie and then replaced after that, you know, that was really hard because I loved playing the character, and I had done it for quite a while and then thought,
4 films.
yeah, that's correct. And I thought I was doing it when I was told I was doing it. So that was one of probably the lowest points of my career. Even, you know, the fact that I got burned and almost died doing a fire stunt, that was equal to it because I loved playing the character that much. I'm sure Derek can say the same thing. He loved performing and playing the character and everything. And, you know, he's the only Jason actor that has never been replaced. So that's kind of cool, really.
But also with yours, Kane, like being that you did 4 films, like it's understandable. There's a certain ownership to that, where it's like, man, even though you weren't the first person to originate the character, like you ran with the ball and did things that other people hadn't, and that's why we all love it so much today. I mean, it's great.
Right, but I never expected it every time because that's not how this business is. You're grateful to be cast again as the same character, and I was very happy, and I've always expressed the fact that I feel very fortunate to have played the character. So any of us feel that same way. I know everybody except Ari loves the fact that we played the character. Ari was Jason for 8 seconds. Most of us busted our ass for months playing the character. But anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Good question. Thank you very much, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
I'm Philip.
Philip, nice to meet you, buddy. What's your question?
So, did you guys always want to get into horror? Like, did that just happen, or did you just like go into a movie and you're like, oh, I want to be that? Like, what was it?
A lot of times we don't have a choice. When people say it kind of wild, I find it wild when a lot of times at cons I'll meet people and sometimes like, oh, I'm a horror actor, and I'm like, what is that? I'm like, what does that mean? I go like, you just do
like,
horror
it's
movies?
all-
We're
all
all
they do.
actors. We're
Yeah.
all, yeah. It's a weird thing, and a lot of times like you don't get to choose where you go. In my opinion, with TV and film, we're telling modern myths. So it's modern mythology. There's certain archetypes that appear over and over again. And so we all fit different archetypes. And so when certain roles come up, that's why we're cast as those roles, because of those archetypes. So honestly, we really don't have a choice.
Well, it just came up. Is that true for you guys too?
For me, yeah, I mean, I had read for Brad Fuller and Andrew Form for The Unborn, I think, the previous year before Friday the 13th was even being spoken about, and they brought me in to audition for Friday the 13th. And it wasn't something that I really pursued as like, oh, I want to be a horror film actor. It just sort of landed in my lap.
Yeah. Just sort of.
Same opinion that, you know, I was a stunt person and I was happy with my stunt career. I always loved horror movies, but never expected to be known for anything really. I just wanted to do stunts. And when you do stunts, you're never given much of the limelight, you know, that actors playing characters get, because you're typically doubling an actor or playing a character that gets his ass kicked by the lead character. So you go into stunts, you don't expect to ever, first of all, sign an autograph, because that's just not what it is about. I just love the business, and when this happened, and you guys all know it's because of John Biegler that insisted that I play the character in Part 7 based on a movie we did the previous year. So even though I loved horror and always enjoyed it, never expected to be known in it. And so I think when you come into it that way, you appreciate it more, sometimes, because you never expected it. And, you know, I have loved the career I've had, even just the stunt career, because I've done so many big stunt movies that people have seen. I'm very proud of that. But of course, the Jason stuff and the Hatchet stuff put it on a different level, and I'll never think it was something that I deserved. I just worked hard, and it happened. So
Awesome, thank you.
Great question.
Yes, that is. And speaking of stunt people, well, you're definitely one of the most, you two are definitely the most recognizable to considering the roles you did. You of course, being like the iconic Jason, and you, Derek, you got to be both Jason and the Swamp Thing. So my question for...
And Predator.
Oh yeah, and you also did Leatherface and Victor Crowley.
No, but I was saying about him.
Oh crap! I meant to refer to you.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, you did Leatherface, the most capped, and of course Victor Crowley in the Hatchet series. You two are basically, in terms of like stuntmen and I guess like creature actors, I'd put you right up there with the names of like Doug Jones and.
Doug who? Doug who?
Doug Jones.
We're above Doug.
Hold on, let me Google that.
Has he played creature characters, Doug Jones?
Abe Sapien, he recently...
Oh, something called Star Trek. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I've known Doug since the 90s. Doug is if you're a fan of Doug, be a fan of Doug. He is such a sweetheart.
I am. I consider him basically like almost as like this generation's Lon Chaney in terms of character actors.
Yeah, a lot of makeup roles, and Derek and I have done so many different makeup roles also that we can appreciate everything that Doug has done.
Yeah.
And he's a legend.
Yes, he is. He certainly is, but so are you guys. In fact, I was actually for a short film, I think maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and I was in makeup for 8 hours, and I was perfectly fine with it. It wasn't heavy makeup, and funny enough, the prosthetic piece there almost kind of looked like a piece of Swamp Thing's makeup. So, and I actually still have the prosthetic piece. I've just have it in my room sitting.
It was fun, right? How long did the application take of the makeup?
I think it took about maybe an hour, and I was basically talking about early horror / early suspense. I was talking about your Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, your Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm.
I even talked a little about Universal Monsters.
Right.
Nice.
So, anyway, my question is, would you guys be on board for if there was a Friday 13th film where Jason versus Jason, let's say the Friday 13th series touched a little on the multiverse, just to see your two Jasons go up against each other in a battle to the death?
Amanda, what do you think?
Oh, am I the referee for this?
What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Would you want to see it feel like a
How would you
multiverse?
tell them apart?
That's a good question.
That's a good point.
How would you tell us apart? He runs. I never ran one time as Jason. He's athletic and runs and does all kinds of different stuff. And I would love to see a movie where both of our Jasons fight. I don't know how that could happen, but I don't know if you ever saw a movie where he and I faced off.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my...
Called Hatchet, that
Hatchet
one of
3.
us prevailed and one did not.
Well, I'll have to get that on my watch list.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Two of us were
What
following
did I
a
rip your
script.
spine out? I believe I did.
For
yeah.
sure. Pulled my spine out instantly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
harder to do than you think.
Yeah, it's all.
Oh, I've done the research.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question, brother.
Yep, and one more thing, Derek, I hope you get to reprise your role as Swamp Thing in the DCU.
Oh, thank you, brother. Too nice. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. How you doing, sir?
Hey, well, I'm back. So in the grand scheme of things, when you're making these movies, like, do you already kind of know, like, this is the actress we want to have be the final girl, like, that's their character? Or do you kind of, like, mission mash and be like, okay, this time this character's going to go first. Actually, we want that one to stay alive. We'll kill that one later, and this one's going to be the final one. Like, how do you decide?
I think the writers usually decide that when they write the script.
But is it, like, cemented in stone, or does it, like, change throughout the
I
process?
think the only thing that changed for us, we reshot the ending, didn't we? And we also did a reshoot for the part where Jason goes into the wood chipper. So that wasn't in the original script. It was an add-on as a reshoot. And all the stuff on the dock at the end was not in the original script either.
The dock sequence was meant to be an homage to the original Friday the 13th, where if you notice it's shot in a kind of a different film stock, so you don't know if it's a dream or not, similar to the first one where you're like, did Ari jump out of the lake and grab Alice? No. So if we ever came back, we would find out, who survived and who didn't.
Very cool.
Is that the same for yours? Or?
Yeah, basically, who goes when and who's the last, and that's all scripted. You may add some little different flavor to some of the scenes, but as far as that goes, it's pretty well set by the writers and the director.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you? You're so pretty. It's crazy. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I was talking
What
to
about
him.
her?
No. She's okay. No. No, you guys are all so pretty. I meant it to everybody. No, I was gonna ask. So, was there ever a moment when you guys were filming something like very grotesque, when something like very funny happened? Just a real good funny story at all, but extra points if it was during something disgusting.
I feel like there was something with you pulling the machete out of Ben's head.
This is the content we want.
The scene where I raced up in the trailer and then swing and I nailed Ben Feldman in the head with a machete. I asked the director at one point, I go, hey, can I do like a thing where it's like, how it gets stuck in wood or a melon where it gets stuck? I go, can I put my foot on him and like actually gets wedged and then pull it off?
Oh,
and
amazing.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, you can teach him how to do it. I go, yeah, I can teach him we can do it safely. So I started to teach him. And at one point the director goes, Derek, it's taking too long. Just kick him in the face once and we'll move on. and I look down at Ben and Ben looks up at me from below in a very vulnerable position. He goes, please don't.
Did you do it?
I don't, please. So yeah, there are times, but there are other times where in the bus sequence when we're in the turn bus,
Yes.
I teased Amanda where I'm like, thank God they made the actual mask of what you would make a hockey mask of that kind out of, and not having like a one that's not strong, because during the take when I fall partly down the hole and she starts to kick me and she's panicking and screaming after we did that take, I'm like. She, oh my God, that was so much fun. Yeah, really good take. So, is there something you want to say to me? Like, what? What do you mean? Like, maybe you kept kicking me in the face over and over. Oh my God, what? I go, no, you connected on a lot of those. And she's like, oh my God, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. No, it's teasing. It's fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, she totally like. I'm like, thank you, Scott, for making this. My nose is sideways. Exciting.
Whoops.
Oops.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it feels like in the world of horror, the fandom is so passionate and also kind.
Yes.
And so I did want to ask all of you, how has your experience been with the Friday the 13th fandom over the years?
Oh, the fans have been amazing. I mean, they're diehard. I mean, it's a really built-in audience, and they've always been very kind to me.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, the horror fans are very loyal, very supportive, and it's bizarre to think about, but there has been times where somebody will come up to my table at a convention and show me a photo of me holding an infant. And now that person is in front of me with their children. And, I mean, that just makes me sound old as fuck, but I am. But, you know, just, it's an amazing thing to think that I've grown up with so many fans. And I just feel so honored that the horror fans embraced all of us. They always have. And they're always so loyal. They will see shitty movies that we've done just because we're in them.
True.
True.
And if this camera wasn't on, we could talk about some of those. We all have movies that we're embarrassed that we did. But, you know, I don't really want to say Hard Bodies because it's rude. A fucking beach comedy I did back in like '84 or something, and I'm such an idiot in the movie, and you have to watch it just for that because it's so ridiculous.
Derek?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I grew up a horror fan, so I would figure, I feel like I'm a fan representing fans, and I'm on this crazy life journey that I try to pull the Hollywood curtain of Oz open and try to share with as many people as possible, because we all know it could end at any time. The one thing that's special about this group, and applause to all of you, as an actor, I've answered different genres of fandom because of the different projects I've been a part of, but the horror fans, I don't know if it's because we felt like we're outcasts or not socially accepted at certain points, but when you come to a horror con, the way that everyone is kind to each other and loving to each other, where I was going to a restroom at one point, the guy had a working on a wet floor sign, and I went, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to ruin your work." No, go ahead, it's cool. I go inside and do my business, come back out, and as I'm waiting for a friend of mine, 5 of the horror fans right after me, one after another, did the exact same thing. They're, "Oh, I don't want to, you're doing this." So the way that we accept each other and love each other, it's such a special thing, and I wish you could see it through my eyes, that I applaud each and every one of you for who you are and being so kind to everyone around you all the time. Of course, I'm 99% are cool, 1% you're out of your fucking minds. But, no, you can't bite me, no, you can't have my blood at the table, thank you so much, have a good day. But honestly, it's a special group, and everyone should be proud that you're a part of it. So cheers to all of you.
I'm glad you said that you're a horror fan yourself and you love this stuff as well, because I did have a nerdy question I wanted to ask you.
Fire away.
So, one of the
oh my God, a nerdy question. Here we go. I love it.
One of the prevailing theories about Jason is that he's a Deadite from the Evil Dead series. That's what he actually is, and not, a zombie, but a Deadite. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
This is the first time I've heard of this.
Really?
I'll tell you where that came from.
There's a good amount of evidence.
I know where it came from.
Specifically from Jason Goes to Hell, mostly, right?
Well, yes and no. Tied into Jason Hell, yes. But when they were going to do Freddy versus Jason versus Ash,
right.
In the comic, they couldn't get the script going, so they instead took the script that was supposed to be the movie and made it into a comic book. And they made Jason a Deadite in that to tie in, so it could tie in the Ash character.
Right.
Right.
How do you feel about that theory?
Whatever you like. Sure.
Okay.
I don't find too much truth in that myself, but I will, and again, if I talk about something you've heard before, I apologize, but when I did part 7 and part 8, the scripts were not called Friday the 13th. They had different titles. The killer within the script was called Ethan, and the part 7 script was called Birthday Bash. That's the name of the script. Nothing said Friday the 13th, nothing about Crystal Lake, anything. and part 8 was called Ashes to Ashes. And both times the killer within the script was Ethan. I was told so that if somebody came across the script, they wouldn't know we were doing another Friday movie or something, but within the story, the legend of Jason and everything, supposedly, this is what I was told, Jason had a brother named Ethan. And that's why they used that in the script. It was never explored, I don't think, in any of the movies, but it was kind of an interesting storyline. The Deadite thing, I think it was exactly what Derek said.
Yeah.
That's how it came about. I don't think that was ever anything that I heard that was really legitimate, but the history behind, there's far more history in the franchise than was explored in all the films, which would be kind of fun to do. And just like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre history, I found out a lot by doing the motion capture for Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game. I found a lot of history from Kim Henkel, who, you know, was the originator really, and said a lot of history was never explored in that franchise either, so.
Kane, that's our multi-universe movie. That's you play Kane, or you play Jason and play him dead straight and like a badass. I'll play Ethan, the little brother who's like, well, I'm gonna try to kill too. I'm gonna be like my and be a complete dipshit. And it's almost like you're babysitting me the entire time. No, that's not what you fucking do.
Come on, man, that's a good idea.
I'm on board.
Great idea.
I'm gonna get you.
I was never able to fight with Freddy, so I'd like to fight his ass again. Yes.
You could call it A Tale of Two Jasons.
I'm in.
A Tale of Two Jasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of all the crossovers over the years, because there was obviously Freddy vs. Jason, and there was the comic book series with Ash, is there any other franchise that you would like to see cross over with Friday the 13th? Come on.
You're asking like the
Gilmore Girls. Sorry. No.
the final girlfriend.
I'm open, that's not
Jason's
bad.
still my boyfriend. This is bullshit. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know.
Was that an impression of her?
No, it was just doing the Gilmore Girls with Jason, like the drama. Jason's dating who? Oh my god. Sorry. I think Kane and I have, because we have the same answer, right? I think we have the same answer on this one. Ready? Say it on 3. Ready? 1, 2.
You do it.
Okay. I'll do it. No, we talked about before, like at a different con, we were both like, oh yeah, that's a fun idea. Where if you did Michael Myers or did Halloween, because technically Jason's a ripoff of Michael Myers, and being that they're very similar, you could have an equal battle where going, you know, toe to toe, rather than having one be, you know, gaseous or, you know, whatever type of supernatural. They're similar where, you know, 2 giant zombie ogres battling it out would be great.
That is great, I love that. That's very good. I actually had a question specifically for Kane. So, you're one of the most well-known actors to play a horror villain ever. Did you ever expect to become like a legend of this genre? Like, especially when you went in, you know, you're doing the second Jason movie that you did you kind of expect to be like, well, this attention is growing, it's just a very specific thing to you as a person. I know it's explored a lot in your documentary, but did you ever think that that was around the corner or coming up?
Of course not at all. I never anticipated the notoriety or anything. I just loved playing characters like that. And even after I did a second Friday film, at that time nobody had done that, I still didn't feel that same thing. I was just felt very fortunate that they wanted me to, but never expected the kind of notoriety that has happened. There's no way I would have ever expected that, even after doing the movie.
Kane, can I ask you, when did you start?
Here we go.
No, I'm being serious.
All right.
I'm a fan. I got a front row seat. When you did the films, when you first started doing conventions, did you do that immediately after your first film, or did you wait after a couple films? When did you start doing conventions and saying hello to fans in person?
Actually, that's a good question. We finished shooting Part 7 in 1988, and there was no real, press about me playing the character. And Tony Timpone, who used to be the editor of Fangoria magazine, said, we do horror conventions. And I said, what's that? He goes, it's just a convention where fans get together and we bring in some horror actors and stuff. And I said, oh, wow. He said, why don't you come down? It was at LAX by the airport at a Hilton. And I went there and just to walk around, experience it. And Tony had me come in while he was talking about the new movie and said, by the way, the new Jason is sitting right there, and he pointed me out, and I waved or whatever, and then I left to walk around the convention, and as I left the panel room, which was still going on, there was 50 people following me, and something I was not used to at all, and I was like, wow. And they were asking me to sign stuff, and I was like, the movie isn't even out yet. That's how well-known the franchise was. And just the fact that they knew I played Jason, even though they hadn't seen it, they still wanted stuff signed, and it was a surreal moment, really.
Because also, you were technically the first Jason to you were hands-on with the fans, where from the get-go you established a relationship with the fans through from the character through you to the fans. So you became that liaison, in my opinion, and that's what makes also you special and unique, because no one was doing that at the time. And being they didn't know about Jason, you've made that name because of your interactions and being cool with people, rather than having an elite attitude and be like, them and us. I was like, no, you're we're all in us, in my opinion.
Right, and even the guys that played Jason before me they never had an attitude about it. Some of them didn't even give a shit that they played the character, because it wasn't so widely known around the world. And once I started doing stuff, then some of the earlier guys started saying, wait a minute, I played Jason also, and they started doing conventions like Steve Dash and Brooker and Ted White. I had worked with Ted White on several films. He was a respected stuntman in the business, and it just, as it went on, it just became so much more popular for people to want to meet the person that they watched do horrible things to them. What is your favorite kill, by the way? Did I ask you that before?
No, but I for in general, for all the Fridays.
No, of yours, I mean.
Oh, mine? Oh, it was the Aaron Yu with the screwdriver, the slow. There's a scene where it's a very Saving Private Ryan, where I'm holding him and slowly go under his jaw and push it into his brain and scramble his brain.
Did you add anything to that?
Yeah, that was me.
Slow.
Yeah, I purposely did it that way, because at one point I'm doing it and they're just like, Derek, you're doing this thing with his head, like you're pulling his chin back. I'm like, yeah, because if you do this is his skull, and it's a lot harder. I go, this is the soft underpalate, and you can get into the brain now. He's like, okay, you have thought about this way too much. Do what you want to do. This is not his voice, but it's what I do for his voice.
Making me nervous, him talking about that. Whoa, easy to press in there.
Whoops.
Yeah. I have a violent background.
Idea?
Well, not the screwdriver itself.
No, but this.
Yeah. Yeah, they let me run with a lot of stuff. And also, it was cool on the shoot because myself, the two writers, and our makeup and special effects person, Scott Stoddard, genius, we're the ones that are big fans of the series. So from time to time, Platten and Dune started to listen to us about certain things we'd fight for, where they would literally set up scenes. I remember Form would be with a toothpick being like, and they look over and be like, what? And I'm like, it doesn't work. And they go, why? And I go, well, the mythos of the character from what you established before, and I would structurally break it down why, and he'd be like, okay, we're gonna fucking change the shot for Mears. So like, all right, man, we're gonna change it. I'm like, woo!
That would be me. That would be me.
So, yeah.
Same thing.
That's exactly, he doesn't do that. Why would he murder someone in the town when he said he wouldn't? Okay, yeah.
What does it say about us that we have a scripted kill that is written a certain way and we say, what about this? It would be more fucked up to do this to a person. But I think that's what adds so much to the film.
You have to go too far to know when you've gone too far so that you can edit it back.
That's a good
You can't know what your bounds are. Exactly, but you can't know what your boundaries are until you push them and go past them.
Wow, someone has an education. All right, nice. Very nice. She's basically my sister. It's the best.
Well, that's amazing. I love that. I love hearing you guys talk about this stuff. I want to thank you guys for coming to Rhode Island Comic Con. This is amazing. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Huge fan base here, obviously.
Thank you, guys.
You guys are the top. Give it up one more time. Derek Mears, Amanda Righetti, and Kane Hodder.
Guys, thank you so much for your time, friends. Thank you.